Well, hello folks. Welcome to another episode of Sailing with the Sociopath. That's me. This time I am playing World of Warships with the Tier 5 Independence, the lowest tier aircraft carrier I have at the moment. And first thing I generally do is switch to the tactical map to move my ship someplace out of sight, generally out of sight, and not too far from the battle zone. And I'm going to launch my fighters first. This is the most annoying thing about the game, is when it starts with the battle or the aircraft carrier, it drops you into this view mode, which I don't like, so I'm going back. Anyway, you can see that I've decided to send my fighters about here. They're going to fly in that direction as soon as they take off, and I'm going to use them as scouts for now. The torpedo bombers are both going to launch and come out to the same spot, very close to my ship, because I want to use them together and crosshatch the pattern coming off of them when I do attack. But until my scout gets a good view of where everybody is, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. And I think I'm changing my mind about where to send my ship as well. Looks like they're going to come up the 8-9 line and probably come around the outside of the islands on the 10. I've got more cover if I work from the west side over at the 1 and 2. The other aircraft carriers over there, we can give each other some mutual support as well. So I'm kicking it up to high speed, full throttle, as you can see down here on the lower left. And my fighters have now reached their assigned location. I still don't see the carriers. In fact, I only see 3 of the ships, and this is a pretty large battle. Our team is outnumbered rather significantly. 2 aircraft carriers each team. My Independence is slightly higher, but they've got a couple of destroyers on us, which could prove significant. So we'll send our there's the aircraft carrier. He sent fighters to get us. So now let's go get them. Taking both of my bombers, torpedo bombers, and bringing them up this way. My ship has been detected, which is a bad thing. And my fighters are battling 2 squadrons of the enemy. So that doesn't look good. I could very well lose that squadron. I'm trying to bring my torpedo bombers on a course that doesn't take them right over all of the battleships. You can see up here that the enemy's torpedo bombers are coming for us. This is a very bad sign for me. Group 2 is destroyed, which means I can now launch my backups. Torpedo bombers are not coming for me. Well, that makes me feel a little better. Oh, those fighters are still there, and I don't want to deal with them. So how about we just move way over here?
We're under attack.
That destroyer's shooting at them, but that's not significant. And Group 2 is now airborne, so let's set them to attack these torpedo bombers. Get control of my torpedo bombers squadron here and bring them over to where I saw the enemy. And my main goal is not, in fact, the destroyer that was just requested, but the carriers that are over here. And I can see that the fighters are on their way back. They definitely are going to cause trouble, because that's what they do. So I'll send mine there. That's where it is. So now I'm going to direct my torpedo bombers to hit that ship and crossing the pattern a little bit. Let's see how that works. You can see them coming in this way. Whichever way the ship turns, I should have a fairly good chance of a good hit. We'll see. There goes one spread, there goes the other, and the carrier is not maneuverable enough to do anything about it, except take a couple of hits. There's one, there's two. Only 2 hits out of all those. That's pretty sad, but at least I did hit him. And now my aircraft are heading back to my ship. Oh, and we've got somebody in our base. Again, not good news. Although I'm not sure he isn't coming for us. He's under attack by our destroyer. Here. Hopefully the torps will get to him before they die out. Group 2 is almost dead, and I will have no more scouts, no more fighters to escort my torpedo bombers, which is not a very pleasant thing either. Redirecting my ship again, and once it gets to the waypoint, if there's only one, or if it's gotten to all the waypoints, it'll stay put, which, once I find a good place to sit, is a good thing. But I've been detected, and I don't want to stay where the other aircraft carriers, the enemy aircraft carriers, can just send bombers right there to get me. So as long as I'm visible, I'm going to head off in another direction. Let's see if we can't do a little zigzagging there. So it'll make those turns without me having to deal with it while I wait for my planes, and then I will relaunch them, and assuming that the detection is no longer an issue, which it isn't because my destroyer kindly killed that enemy. So now I'm changing again and coming back the opposite way in case this guy decides to send his bombers for me, which is fair since that's what I'm doing to him. So let's launch everybody and bring them together, and then loop them around to the south and try to come in away from the fighters. Well, then again, the fighters are coming towards the south as well. Well, I'll get my aircraft together and then decide on the
Ready for takeoff.
way I'm going to go. 3rd Squadron is launching now. Ship is moving at full speed towards the new location. Now you can see Group 2 has the exclamation point next to its icon, which means it's reached the point, the waypoint I was sending it to, but it is now going to circle and wait for further instructions. Everybody's there, and now we're going to bring my aircraft to attack. And the fighter, the enemy fighter, is following the other carrier squadrons. So since they're following that, I am going to do nothing because the ship just died. Let's go get this guy. Let's see, 4, I want 4 to hit first, and 3 can come down a little ways. I want to crosshatch, but since 3 is going to get to the ship first, I'm giving it a slightly longer way to maneuver to get his run started. Now, this island could become a factor. If the ship I'm after moves close to the island, the torpedo bombers are not smart enough to avoid dropping their torps right on the island, which, yeah, it's pretty freaking useful. I learned the hard way several times that that is not going to work. The torpedo bombers never figure it out. They never drop it into the right place. Now, my left shift button changed the view to this. I can zoom out and see it a little further, and if I want to watch from above and see the tracks clearly, I do this. Shift again, and there we go. Now, the path of these torpedoes is changing continuously because they've hit the border of the game. That ship can't go any further, and the torps at least do know that much. So 4 is dropped. I don't know. Yeah, and he's turning. Good. So that ship can't escape a hit. And there we go. Some more hits. I don't think I'm going to get another shot at him. Looks like my cohort there blew him away. Not a bad game. This is not the most powerful ship I've got, but I tend to do all right with it, even though I only have 2 attacking squadrons. 76,000 on this tier. Not great, not bad, average. And I'm right in the middle on the experience earned in my team, which suits well since I am just an average player trying to show you how this game works and hopefully get you excited about playing as well. I'm going to go back to my port and start another game, and I hope to see you next time on Sailing with Sociopath.